Rejection. All right. I want to talk about rejection here today. And it's something that if you are currently doing social media marketing agency or anything sales related, then you know that feeling of rejection that comes up in not only cold calls but also sales calls as well. And so what I want to cover here is some things that have helped me in dealing with rejection a lot better in sales calls, so that you're moving through your day more productively. You're not letting something like a rejection in a sales call, someone saying no, dampen your day and cause you to get more no's, which could be something that will drastically just move you into downwards momentum. So I have three things here that have been huge epiphanies for me and have been really helpful for me in terms of like dealing with rejection a lot better. Of course, I'm not absolutely perfect. I do have some times where I do feel a little like attached, and then you feel like, damn, like I could have gotten the sale. So it does happen for me, but it's a lot less than what it was before, when I would get a no on a sales call and I would think that, it meant that I suck, or like I'm just like I'm not cut out for this or anything like that. And all this stuff that our mind comes up with to tell us that, we're not good enough or whatever it might be. So to prevent that, what I found are a couple neat kind of like mind hacks to help you with dealing with that. So the first one, and this is from a mindset coach that I had that was really like helpful when he mentioned it to me, is that you want to release yourself from outcome, and instead of attaching yourself from the outcome, really focus on your state of being, like who you are as a person, like what your identity is and what that person would do in instances like this. So when you focus on your state of being, you don't need anything external to you to validate like your feeling good and all that stuff. So instead of, for example, attaching to like getting the yes, then just focus on really just doing the action and creating a better skill set. So becoming just better at your skill set, instead of like focusing and relying on something external to you to dictate how you'll feel internally. So instead of doing that, just go ahead and focus on just feeling good that you took the action of becoming better at your skill set and showing up as the best person possible during the sales call, as well as having positive intention, coming in with like really knowing that, hey, like no matter what happens here, I'm just going to focus on doing my best and being proud that I have essentially made a decision with my actions that, hey, I am getting closer to my goals because I'm taking these actions, and regardless of the outcome, I am becoming better. Okay? The other one is rejection is protection. So keep in mind that you don't want to work with everybody. I know that, when I was starting out, I would be cool with just like working with anyone, and that's not something that you want, because keep in mind that not everyone is going to be a good fit, especially those who show red flags in a sales call. If they're rude, if they're like really like skeptical and hesitant and resistant, those are going to be bad clients, and so you don't want to work with those. So keep in mind, if someone tells you to like, F off, for example, which like rarely, like never even happened, but if someone's just rude to you or is just like being super skeptical, super resistant, all that stuff, then really that's not someone that you want to work with. If someone's really being that negative, then it's not really someone that would be an ideal client. And so by saying no to those people, you're essentially saying yes to the people who would be an ideal fit for you. Because keep in mind, especially if you're just starting out just on your own, there's only so much clients that you can work with. So if you're only taking on bad clients and charging really low services, a low fee for that, then it's not going to really be as ideal as those that you can charge high ticket for. And what I found is that they take you a lot more seriously, and they're actually willing to do the work. And if they're able to pay those high ticket prices, then more than likely they're doing pretty well for themselves, and they're genuinely, most of the time, very positive people. So keep that in mind. If you're just getting that, then rejection is protection. Say that to yourself. I say that to myself. I used to say that to myself pretty frequently, actually, when I was just getting like a ton of rejection. When I would just be doing a bunch of appointments, I would just keep that in the top of my head all the time. So I hope that was helpful for you. Another thing is also using this as feedback. So at the very least, like use this, if you're getting something pretty consistently, then I would say use it as feedback, because maybe oftentimes it's really not that. Maybe it's something that you're doing that's causing that, especially if it's a recurring pattern for you. So I would really evaluate that, and the best way is to record your calls. I have an app that basically records all my calls, and I'll look through them. And trust me, you won't want to do it, because it's a little bit like cringy. Like, hey, like you're listening to your own voice, and like you don't want to like hear the parts where you might have messed up, and or you might have like said something that you shouldn't, or it just like, it's very normal to feel that way. So what I would suggest is to listen back to the sales calls and really recap on how it went and how you can improve on that, because really the lessons are going to come from these rejections, from these times where you just like did not do well at all, because it's going to be filled with a ton of lessons, as compared to when something goes really well. It's kind of hard to find like where things could have been improved, as compared to like a bad call. You're just like, man, like this is where I went wrong, this is where I went wrong, and you're really able to improve. And with every repetition, you get better and better. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that the next time you get rejected and told no on a sales call, you'll be able to remember this right here and really come to it from a place of strength, and be able to move on to your next sales call with more power, and be able to be more emotionally resilient and stronger as a result. So that's the ultimate like intention behind this, is to prepare you for those rejections and set you up mentally and emotionally, so that you're able to move forward without letting the hits get to you. Okay, so let me know if that was helpful. Let me know also any other questions that you get, maybe some objections that you've gotten that have really like stumped you and you weren't able to get past, or some common reasons that people are not working with you. Maybe it's like price, or whatever the reason that they're rejecting you, then go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel here, I believe the red button is going to be right here. And I'm going to be putting on a ton of content on starting your social media marketing agency, getting clients, and scaling and actually providing results for these clients with some cool tools and softwares that I'm going to be discussing in this channel here. All right, I'll see you in the next video.